Hello. I'm going to resume recording. Hope you guys are all doing well. Like I said, Zoom is having some issues. We got a message about a half hour ago that it wasn't working, but it seems to be working okay now. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. I know my son down at IU, he said that Canvas and Zoom are both down there. So they're having some widespread issues, technology issues. But I'm going to try and share my screen today, and we're going to try and do a little bit different. We'll see if we can get it done. Let's see. A couple announcements. Number one, I'll be in touch. I've checked this morning, but I haven't heard back yet if the books are in. I was told they were in last Friday, but I have not confirmed that. So I'll find out. And if they are in, then I'm going to put an announcement out on Canvas that will explain how we're going to do pickup. Okay. And then number two, some of you submitted last week an assignment on Wednesday and then the assignment on Thursday, and I think you switched the days. So just make sure you're going back to Canvas, and I usually make a note of it, and you can always resubmit, and it's not that big of a deal. Remember, if you are late on an assignment, you're going to get credit. You won't get full credit, but you're going to get credit. And some of you, for the most part, did pretty good on the homework. There was a couple on the bisecting of an angle that a few of you struggled. All right, so I'm going to try and share screen, okay? And the reason why is because I'm going to do a split screen so you can still see me, but also see me doing the work at the same time. I think it'll work, but I just want to make sure. All right, so let me share screen. And then I'm going to go to a split screen. Okay. Now, all right, can you guys see, you can still see me? I need a couple of you to give me a thumbs up. You can see what we're getting ready to work? Good. All right, we are good. Okay, so we have two constructions to do. So let's set it up a little bit. So the first thing we need to do is put a point. We're just going to call it point P. Just call this construction number one. Okay, and then we're going to put a line down below point P. Okay, and uh-oh, did I lose you? Nope, I think we're okay. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to connect point P and make it perpendicular, make a line, a segment perpendicular to the line. So I don't want it to like come over here or over here. I want it to go perpendicular. And so perpendicular, that's a perpendicular symbol, upside down T, from point P, we're going to call this line L, to line L. That's what the construction is. Okay, so I'm going to use my compass, and I'm going to put the sharp point on P. And I got to widen it out a little bit so that I'm going to intersect with an arc the line L in 2 points. So make sure I got it. All right, so I got it. Now it doesn't matter how wide it is, it just has to intersect. It has to intersect it in 2 spots. So I like to highlight that So there's one point. There's another point. Okay. Okay. So then, after we have that, now we go to these 2 points, and we're going to get a, you can use the exact same distance, or you can shorten it up, doesn't matter. But you have to get a point of intersection from this point out here down below the line. Moved on me, it happens. So let's go down here below the line. And then I go over here to this point, do the same thing. So now I have a point of intersection. Again, I'm going to highlight that. There's the point. Okay. And now I'm going to use my straight edge, and I'm going to connect point P to the point of intersection. I'm going to use a dotted line. So that is perpendicular, which means it's 90 degrees to line L from point P. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if we're good. Okay, good. All right, let's go to construction number 2. I'm just going to go a little bit lower on the paper. All right, so now we're going to start with a point P. I'm going to use it a marker in this one, point P. And then line L. All right, so now what I'm going to do, let me write it out here. I'm going to do a parallel line through point P parallel to line L. So basically, I'm not going to write it, but I'm just going to like show where it's going to be. I'm going to put a line that's right here. Okay. All right, so I don't just estimate it. Basically, all it is I'm copying an angle. Okay, so I'm just going to write that off to the side. Copying an angle. That's essentially what it is. We just don't have an angle yet, so we got to create one. So I'm going to use my straight edge, and I'm going to connect point P to line L. Just doesn't matter what the angle is. It can be any angle. I mean, I could do it like this. I could do it like this. It doesn't matter. I like to do an acute angle. So I'm just going to go like that. Okay, so I've connected point P to line L. Now, hopefully you guys see, in fact, I'm going to do it in red just because I can and I like it. That there's an angle here. Does everyone see that angle? Okay, so we created an angle. So now we're going to copy that angle. Now it's a little trickier than what we learned last week on copying an angle, but it's not that much. Okay, so to copy an angle, let's go review. We're going to put the point on the vertex and then make an arc there to there. Then I keep the same distance. I'm going to do the same thing from there to there. Now I've got to find the distance between the two rays. So I'm going to put the point here. And, oh, that's perfect. Well, maybe it's a little wide. I'll narrow it a little bit. Let's see, a little wide still. There we go. All right, so that's the distance from there to there. Can you see it okay? Here, let me do this. You see it okay? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to outline the arc. So there's an arc here, and that's the distance from this point to that arc. That's right at the point of intersection. All right, so now make sure your compass didn't move. So that's the compass width right there. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and transfer that up here. All right, so I'm going to put it right on the point and make another arc. And I'm going to get a point of intersection. Now I'm going to
Excuse me, Mr. Bennett.
Yes.
How did you get that second? How'd you get that second line? Like the one, yeah, that one.
Okay, so I put the point on the point up here. And just, I put it right where that point of intersection is.
Oh, okay, I got you. The point of intersection.
Yep. All right, so now I just connect these two points to create the parallel line. I'm going to do it in red just because I like it. All right, so now look, do those two lines look parallel? Not bad, not bad. These are parallel symbols. When you put little arrows on it like that, that means that they're parallel. Two constructions, and we're done. Okay, so you have to do those two constructions. Make sure you put your name on it. So if I'm Lily Kosia, I would put my name on it like that. Lily, what class period are you in?
Second hour.
So I'd put second, like that. So make sure you put your name on it. Hope you guys are doing well. Look for announcements about books. And I love this stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying these constructions. All right?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. You guys can step off. We got another group coming on. And hi, Chase.
Hi.
Aurora, we're trying this again. Hopefully this will be better.
My phone died last time I joined.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something with Zoom. Okay. All right. Well, we are
No.
recording. Hey, got a couple announcements. And if you have friends or something that are in your geometry, if you want to let them know we've started and they can join in, that's not a problem. A couple announcements. First of all, last week on a couple of assignments, people turned in, they got Wednesday and Thursday switched up. In other words, like they did the Thursday assignment, but they submitted it for the Wednesday and they did the other. So check the notes, because I've made a note on the text entry box on Canvas if that were the case, and you can just resubmit. Okay. There wasn't many, but there was enough for me to make a mention. Number two, I've put a note out to see if the books are in. They were supposed to be in on Friday. I have not seen that they are. But if they are in, and they should be in soon, I will put a note on the announcements about how we're going to pick these up. Okay, we'll probably have to do something during the day and then also something in the evening. And so, but I'll give clear instructions on how to pick the books up. Okay. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to share screen, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to do 2 constructions, and hopefully you'll be able to see as well as hear me and watch. So I think this might be the best. I told you I had this. It's called a document scanner or document reader or something like that. And so hopefully we'll be able to get this done. Okay. All right. So Aurora, if you get bumped, don't worry about it. It is being recorded, and I'll put it back on Canvas. Okay.
Okay.
So we've got 2 constructions. Well, first of all, let me share a screen. Okay, so now, can you see my paper down here? Ashley, can you give me a thumbs up? Can you see that? Okay. All right, so we're going to do the 2 constructions over here, and then hopefully you can still see my face as we explain this. And I think this will be the best way to go. All right, here's number 1, construction number 1. I'm just going to label it number 1 up here in the left-hand corner. Okay, so number 1 is we're going to start with a point, all right, and we're going to call that point P, all right, and then we're going to start with line L down here below point P. That's line L. All right, so now the actual construction, it says this, that we are going to construct a perpendicular line from point P to line L. So that's the challenge. We're not just going to draw it in there and eyeball it. We're not just going to do that. That doesn't work. We're going to use the tools of geometry. We're going to construct a perpendicular that goes through point P or from point P, and it goes to line L. All right, so here we go. Here's our compass. Now the first thing we have to do is I'm going to put the sharp point on point P. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Now this isn't wide enough because I need my pencil to intersect line L in 2 spots. Okay, so I'm going to widen out my compass just a little bit. I'm going to come back to point P. Yep, now that's long enough. So now at point P, I'm going to do kind of an arc so that I get a point of intersection, 2 different spots. Now I know that's not easily seen because it's a pencil mark, but I'm going to highlight the 2 points of intersection. Oh my, that looks like a smiley face. How fun. Ashley, does that look like a smiley face? Okay, so at any rate, now that I have those 2 points, I use my compass and I go from these. I'm actually going to use red so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to go from those 2 points, and I can keep the same width on my compass. Does not matter. I just have to get another point of intersection somewhere down here. Okay, so there's one arc, and then I go to the other point and do another arc. Okay, so I have a point of intersection down below. Everyone see that? Good. See it? Okay. Now I'm going to go through the nose. That was a nose picture, but I'm going to go from point P to the point of intersection. I'm going to make it a dotted line. And that is 90 degrees. Means it is perpendicular. That little square right here is a perpendicular symbol between two lines. You need me to repeat anything? Speak up if you do. All right, so let's move down a little bit. And now we're going to do construction number 2. I'm going to use the red pen on this one just to change it up because I can. We are going to start now with point P again. And we're going to go line L. I just did it freehand. You're welcome to do with a straight edge. Line L. And what we're going to construct on this is we're going to construct a parallel line. That's a symbol for parallel line through point P parallel to line L. Construct a parallel line through point P to line L. Now, here's a little hint. Basically, we're going to copy an angle. That's essentially what this construction is. It's just with a little bit more involved. So the first thing I have to do, step 1, is use my straight edge. And I have to connect point P to line L. I'm going to use my red marker. I'm going to connect. It does not matter the kind of line that I draw here. It could be straight up and down. It could be at a little bit of an angle. It could be at a steeper angle. It does not matter. We all could do something a little different here, okay? I'm just going to do it as a little bit of an acute angle, right there. Now, I'm not going to go just stop at point P. I'm going to go past point P just a little bit. You'll see why. So there's point P, and there's a ray, and I go all the way down to line L. Now, I sure hope you guys see that this is now a vertex, and there's an angle right here. Does that make sense? We good? All right, so now it's just copying an angle. Okay, so maybe you don't remember us doing it last week, so let's go through it again. If I want to copy this angle right here up to this point, here's how I do it. Does not matter the width of my compass. I can make any width. I'm going to put the sharp point on the vertex, and I'm going to make an arc that goes through both rays. Go. Okay, does everyone see the arc? Don't lose the distance. That's the from the vertex to there. Now, also remember, we've created 2 points of intersection now. We've got an arc with the line and an arc with the angle. Okay, now I use that same arc and I do an arc up here as well. You see that okay? Let me focus in a little bit. Okay, now there I've created one point of intersection. Now I'm going to use my tool, my compass. I'm going to find the distance between these 2 points. That's really close. It might be, I might not even have to change it. More than likely though, you got to change it, but I may not have to on this one. Let's just check. Well, maybe a little bit wider. I'm going to go just a shade wider. There we go. Everyone see the arc that I created? I'm going to outline it. Everyone see that arc? So now I have that from here to here. I'm going to copy that right to here and give myself another arc. Point of intersection. And now I connect the 2 points. I'm going to use red. Do they look parallel? These are parallel symbols. Not too bad. It's a little off. Doesn't it look a little off to you? It does to me, but it's close. And, you know, in case you were wondering, how would we grade this? You know what I mean? It's not the finished product. When I go to grade this, when I look at the homework as I've been looking at it for you guys, I literally am just looking for these arcs. If I see those arcs, so if you're not, you know, the most precise, but you're doing the arcs correctly, then I give you 100%. That makes sense? So, because sometimes I know these tools can be, they can be tricky, you know, and so that's why I look for the arcs. So on this one, you know, you need the arcs here and the arcs down here. All right, any questions? Those are the 2 constructions. You need to submit them on Canvas. Any questions before we go? Are we good? Pretty simple. Now remember, you know what I told you at the beginning, every assignment's going to be 30 minutes at most. Hopefully that's been the case. You know, now I'm including 30 minutes as part of our Zoom. So, you know, we've been on for, you know, 15, 20 minutes. So that means the homework should only be, I mean, for you to reproduce this should only take you 10, 15 minutes, right? Because I get it. You got 7 classes or 6 classes or however many classes you have. And if every one of them is 30 minutes, that's a full day. You know, that's a full schedule. So we're going to try and keep my word. And I don't want to say every single time because we're going to have an assignment or 2 coming up, especially later in the semester when we start looking at proofs and things like that, that they take a little bit longer than 30 minutes. But for now, we're trying to, you know, ease you back into this. And so there's really no excuse for not doing it. Okay, so make sure you're getting these homework assignments completed. I said it, I think, before we were recording, but PowerSchool has been synced with Canvas, and so everything should be updated there. All right. If you have any questions, I do have a Zoom call. I did have one last week. I've got one with a student today at 1. If you have a question and you want to do this, we can do this. This is not a problem, and you know, and if it's helpful, then great. Okay. All right, guys. See ya. I'll turn it off and I'll post. It's got to convert, and then I'll post it on Canvas. All right? All right. We'll
All
see
right,
you.
thank you.
Yep. Have a good day, guys. See ya.
You too.
See ya.
Day.
Bye.